Hi, this is Vamsi Gali. Welcome to my space where I share my life experiences and reflections from building and running multiple businesses since my early 20s. Earlier, I spoke about the power of having land into the portfolio for wealth creation, obviously. Today, I would like to talk about the importance of how I look into a land deal, especially buying farmland. There are 5 things I really look at surface level. If it doesn't get better at that level, I won't go to the next level, which is doing more due diligence. The very first thing is the size of the acreage. It matters a lot to me. Anything more than 100 acres is what I am interested in because that gives me amazing pricing per acreage. Uh, per acre. And then the second most important thing is that allows me to be creative. I may be buying 100 acres at a very great price, but then I may not be able to hold all the 100 acres, but I can let go 20 acres or 30 acres, nothing under 10 acres kind of partitions. I can make those partitions so that I can keep majority of the land in the portfolio while letting go of a little bit, but I'm able to get the savings, the price savings. So because of this, having a large piece of land is what's more interesting to me. In the county, we are not supposed to go anything below 10. Most of the counties here in Texas, if we go anything below 10, we ended up dealing with the subdivision process with county, which is much more extensive. It's an extensive process. I don't tend to go that route. Usually I go above 10 acres. That way I can only stick with the partitioning process, which is just usually handled by the surveyor himself. And the second important thing is the floodplain. The presence of the floodplain is just inevitable for farmland. It doesn't scare me. I don't lose the deals because of the floodplain. It's just for me, the positioning of the floodplain is important to me. And then another point on that is that I usually tend to not to go beyond 25%. 25 is like max. However, depending upon the pricing, I may be interested in pursuing anything beyond 25%. What do I mean by that? If the price is reflecting the floodplain presence, the extra floodplain presence, I still will go because they've already discounted for it. So floodplain is an important factor, but I don't run away from it. And the third important thing is the road frontage. This is very important to me because I cannot have narrow, really deep lots because that will decrease my ability to partition the lot, because every county, especially here in Texas, have minimum road frontage requirement for each lot. In my case, 10 or more than 10 acres. So if I don't give that road frontage, I just cannot partition that. It's not going to happen. So for me, the road frontage is important, and if that particular lot has more than one road frontage, right? There may be a county road or 2 county roads. It's even perfect because partitioning it becomes extremely lucrative because it's more easier to chop it into multiple ways. And then another important thing is the utilities, especially water. Because I'm buying in the county lines, that means farmland, I am not at all concerned about the sewer because it won't be present anyway, but the water is important for me. That is like either 2-inch line, 4-inch line, 6-inch line, it doesn't matter. Usually I call up the water company, I get the information and I call up the water company and I ask them one important question. It's like, what updates or what is happening for this particular area? Because that helps me without spending like $1,000, $1,200 on water feasibility study, which the water engineering company does, which it may be the next due diligence item, but not at this level. I usually call the water company to ask what's going on. If they say that there is an upgrade project in pipeline that is going to take another 6 months or a year, that's a good news for me. That's a great news for me. So this is another way I try to stay on top of when it comes to water. It doesn't matter about the existing ones when I know what's coming in the future. The final and the most important one is the agricultural exemption, or sometimes we can also get wildlife exemption. And of course, when we get it, we also have to maintain them. These are deal breaker for me. I mean, I might even walk away from deals if I don't have this exemption, because I'm talking about a large acreage here. And most of the times, 100 acres, we're looking at 1.5 to $2 million. If I am going to pay to the county without the agriculture exemption, I will have to pay a lot of money in taxes. With ag exemption, I will be paying, let's say, if the asset is worth of $1 million or the county appraised it for $1 million, I may be paying less than $2,000 a year for taxes. I know that is wild, and that is why I love having the farmland with ag exemption or wildlife exemption. So these are the most important things I look for when it comes to looking at the farmland. Beyond this, I perform more due diligence, but if I cannot get through these 5 things, I'm not even thinking about performing any more due diligence. I hope this helps you in some way, whether you're in getting started with the land journey or you're already searching for the things. I hope this gives you some level of clarity. Thank you so much.